Greetings!
Salutations.
I'm Austin.
And I'm Ken.
Welcome to the FrenZone.
Hi guys, welcome back to the FrenZone. Today we're going to be discussing something that's, for me, a very poignant topic, and I, have a lot of...
Reservations.
Reservations would be a good
Or
term.
major psychotic hatreds, perhaps? A little more
Closer to... Today we're going to talk about reboots.
Well, technically, we already talked about reboots. We did an episode about reboots, where we discussed reboots. However, we didn't air it because the content we didn't feel was quite good enough. So, in a very real way, we are rebooting our reboot episode about reboots. But since then, we've also learned that they are rebooting an animated television series that I loved growing up called Reboot. So, in this video, we are going to be doing a reboot of our reboot video where we talk about reboots and also rebooting reboots. So technically, it's a reboot.
What is wrong with you?
I didn't get loved a lot as a child, okay?
Okay.
So anyway, reboots.
Reboots. We're going to be
Where's
talking
the
about
first gripe start, Mr. Kenton?
The first gripe starts, we're gonna start with my personal favorite, a horror movie that I loved growing up. We're going to talk about It, the upcoming movie that's coming out.
What is it?
It. It's a horror film. It's a Stephen King novel.
What's it called?
It.
Yes, what is it?
It's called It.
It's called It.
It's called It. The movie, the title is It.
Wow, that's remarkably uninventive.
Yeah.
No wonder they had to reboot it. I know. Tim Curry. Look,
amazing
I get
actor
it.
and everything.
I
It
get
was
it.
fantastic. Some of it was a little, movies get outdated, it happens, and everything else.
Can't be.
But my major gripe is, and this, it becomes a part of all of it. Yeah, that works. Mainly due to the fact that I think the inventiveness is decidedly disappearing in Hollywood. I mean, currently, right now, there are 115 films either in production or in pre-production or in talks to reboot films.
Well, Disney alone has already said, assuredly, that they are going to reboot 19 of their classic animated films, everything from Snow White to Hercules and Aladdin.
Yeah, slightly different, though. They're going to do them all in live action, like in the same vein as that new Beauty and the Beast movie that just came out, which was ridiculous. It was a shot-for-shot remake of the animated film just in live action. It's silly. I think, where's the creativity going? Why can't people think of an original idea these days? Why do we have to go and take everything that was popular back in the day and go, no, we're going to do it for a modern audience. We're not going to change things too much, or we'll change it a little bit. We'll maybe take it from a different angle, but we're going to do what? Try and capitalize on previous accomplishments, stand on the shoulders of giants, and then just put our name on it?
Well, yeah.
Don't you think that's a little wrong? Don't you think it's a little wrong? I think it's a little wrong.
Look, he's clearly very upset about this. What I will say about the whole reboot thing, about reboots and reboot, I loved the original show. It was
fantastic. Great show. I grew up with it too in Canada.
Well, it was groundbreaking. It was the very first fully computer-generated children's television show.
Yeah.
It was weird and shiny and
different,
and by today's standards is totally dated.
Oh, of course.
And Chorus Entertainment, the original,
I'm gonna have to hit an off button on it at some point in time or another.
Chorus Entertainment, the original license holders to that intellectual property, stated a few days ago that they're going to be rebooting the Reboot series. But where this one differs from the last one is that it'll follow a group of 4 teenagers who are really good at gaming, and that they get pulled into this game world. So there's kind of this Tron aspect, which is a total cry from like a very far cry.
Very different than the original series.
Well, the entire series of the original took place inside the computer, and the users were these external forces, almost antagonistic forces, with the...
If they won a game, it destroyed part of the city. basically.
Right. And so I understand what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to give it that pull in the real people, and then they're doing it all in Unreal Engine. Some of the screenshots we've seen, I mean, look at that. That's pretty, that looks great.
Yeah,
They've still got the little icon and everything.
Don't get me wrong. My major problem, you think about it, reboots, I mean, not the Reboot TV series necessarily notwithstanding, but, do you ever get a rewrite or a reboot of a novel? Has somebody gone out there and gone, I'm going to take Lord of the Rings and I'm going to rewrite it, change one or two minor things, slap maybe a new title on it or a spin on the old title on it, and bring it out as my own? Does that ever happen?
Pride and Prejudice and zombies.
Not exactly the same thing. They took the premise of Pride and Prejudice and completely changed it. Like, that's a huge variation. But once again, a movie.
Right. Look, it doesn't happen in literature, I don't think, ever.
Why it doesn't happen in literature? What do they call it? Plagiarism.
Okay. So what this is really boiling down to, it sounds like you're just super salty that these companies and corporations are trying to cash in on your nostalgia for stuff that you fell in love with years ago.
Well, they're trying to cash in on nostalgia. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that point. That's all they're trying to do. But it also pulls in a wider question of how much creativity does humanity have left?
As enough as it takes to save us. Look, you can get shitty about it all you like.
Of course.
But there were certain reboots that I really enjoyed. Look at the Judge Dredd reboot. Just Dredd.
Okay.
That was fantastic.
It was a far cry better than the campy, 90s action.
I am the law.
I realized that.
I am the law. I am the law.
Yeah, but this funny thing you're doing the face, because that was my big beef with that movie, was the fact of the I smelling shit everywhere I go. That was it.
Carl
It was what have I stepped in?
Dude, did you see the state of the fucking squalor that those citizens were living in?
Yeah.
Everything probably did stink like piss.
Oh, yeah. So I don't care whether it's a good adaptation or not. The point being...
You want to see more original content.
I want to see more originality. I want to see people coming out with something different. I mean, Maleficent, reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, though. That was more of a dramatic reimagining. You take it like as in, this is from a completely different perspective. This is from, the Maleficent's perspective rather than,
Sure.
What was it, Sleeping Beauty, isn't it? Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
but
that sounds right.
I think that
I lost interest in this ages ago.
Those kinds of things are okay, but when you take a movie and all you're doing is just slightly changing it just for a modern audience, trying to cash in on basically nostalgia, because what you're hoping for the people who remember it growing up
to love
it again, so they'll go and watch them, and then they'll take their kids to it or whatever it may be, and it's a money grab, and it disgusts me.
Have there been any reboots of a reboot?
No. They're getting close, I think.
Give it another 10 years, and we'll have a reboot of a reboot of a reboot, and we'll be able to do our reboot episode about reboots, rebooting reboots.
They're really, really, really close to that. Spider-Man. There's now a new
yeah.
Spider-Man movie
Yeah,
called
technically.
Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah. So that's technically the fourth Spider-Man reboot.
Oh, well, there you go. We got a reboot in our show about reboots.
Yeah.
While it's discussing reboot.
But, let us know what you think about all this, rebooting in the comments below.
Yeah, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite film, game?
Do you have one that
something
you
that's
love
been
that is
rebooted?
rebooted? Or do you hate the idea of reboots? We want to know. Let us know.
The more you interact with us, the more we get paid.
No.
I'm kidding. We don't make a fucking dime.
No, we just do this for the fun of it. But, we love it. You guys keep watching, we'll keep making.
I love you, Stinker Poos. Well, anyways, I think that about wraps it up for today.
Awesome. It does. I've got nothing more to say. I can't rant anymore.
No?
No.
We could reboot your rant.
We've already rebooted my rant.
Well, we could do it again, and then be really keeping up with the times. That's some Metacritic shit.
Well, then that's rebooting. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do I need to hit the play button this time?
Thank you for sharing your time with us.
And we will see you again.
Farewell.